Hi guys, and welcome back to Cryptochester. We're here today to give a live stream. We're going to be dissecting Bitcoin charts on the short term, the mid-term, and the long term. Of course, the macro time frame for some very imminent bounces that we could be looking for Bitcoin. Some really nice trades are in the air. Also, we're going to be going through some altcoins as well. So if you are watching, guys, make sure you get your altcoin requests in the chat, and I will do some altcoin requests. And basically what I wanted to do today, I haven't really got that much of a plan for altcoins. I was just hoping to find some trades. Okay, so I'm just going to be going through some altcoins and basically finding some trades that we can be executing, well, I can be executing over the next sort of day or so, which is going to be very cool to do live on stream. But yeah, without further ado, guys, I'm going to just get straight into Bitcoin here. On the short-term time frame, because this is where it's a bit choppy. Okay, it's a bit choppy at the moment, and the reasoning for this is, guys, is because there's a lot of fundamentals in the air. The fundamentals that I'm talking about are Bitcoin ETFs. Okay, there's a lot of bullish sort of the narrative is really bullish for these ETFs at the moment, and that's obviously why we have seen this these 8 bullish candles in a row on the weekly chart here. And this essentially is holding the market up steady. Okay, yes, we have had a crash. Yes, we have had pullbacks. But right now, not that many people want to sell. Okay, so with a pullback like this was what? Worth how much percent? Percent was worth literally like an 8% move to the downside, when in reality it's crypto. We should have really seen a bigger pullback, right? A bigger pullback after seeing the asset literally trend up like 83% all the way to the top side here. We need a more significant pullback to validate this move. Okay, we need a really strong pullback around 20-25% or so. So that's sort of what we were expecting for this pullback at the start of the week, but unfortunately, guys, we didn't get that. We didn't really get that at all. We actually just saw more bullish momentum coming through. And again, I'll say it again, guys, this is because of all this ETF stuff. People think they're going to make so much money if when they get past, which they probably will, right? They probably will make a lot of money. So so it's not completely out of the question there, but it is holding up the market, which is good and it is bad. The reason why it is bad, guys, is because of market structure. We haven't got that solid market structure that we're essentially looking for, okay? And the solid market structure that I'm talking about is the most recent higher low that we've actually got for this asset. The confirmed higher low is actually all the way down at 25 or 24,300, guys. So even if we crash all the way down here and we find support, say, at 25K, we're still bullish, guys. It's still a bullish uptrend, okay? It's still a bullish uptrend on the macro. So this is why we really need to set a significant pullback, a significant higher low here on the chart, and that way we can actually get a better bias of what direction Bitcoin is going to be heading in when we do see these levels get tested in the future, okay? And what I mean by that, guys, is, as I said, that higher low down at 25K, 24K. If we're coming down to like 32K, we're still going to be bullish, okay? We're still going to be bullish. It's not really that great for us to be taking a good analysis off. So what I'm talking about now is basically this higher low, this potential higher low from the pullback that we saw at the start of the week. This came down to around $40,300, okay? And we did obviously see a bounce from that. It was pretty strong, and we are essentially reacting to that right now. Now, what I'm saying here, guys, is we need to basically have this higher low validated. We need this point to be validated. Otherwise, we could easily come lower, okay? Otherwise, we could easily come lower. And yes, we'll still be bullish, but it just doesn't show that this is a strong level of support as of yet, okay? So in order for this to be validated in terms of market structure for Bitcoin here, I mean, I was going to go start off on the short term, but I've just gone straight into the long term, the macro. We need to actually break this high, guys. If we break this high up at around 44.7, I think it is, then we'll validate this high low, because it is a significant pullback from the previous high that was broken, okay? So essentially what we need here is to break this high, and then we got this as a valid point of support that we can happily test, and yeah, it's going to be a lot more valid than down at around 25K, okay? So let's look at the short-term time frame here for Bitcoin right now. And guys, if you're not trading on BitUnex, you should be. They offer you a $5,500 basically a deposit reward if you sign up to their exchange. Really good exchange, and they're adding new pairs literally by the weekly, okay? I think Rose got added this week or something. So yeah, some really good pairs, cheap fees, really nice UI as well. So make sure you check them out, link in the description, guys. So talking about Bitcoin here on the short-term time frame, what are we looking at? What trade could we be executing here over the next sort of day or so? And coming into the weekend, very important stuff. So obviously, let's reference the high point that we've got here, for Bitcoin, and that's obviously 44,700. Coming down with this downward sloping trend line here, you can see we've got a point of resistance, another point of resistance that we have tested. That's 3 points, 3 times that we have tested this resistance to the top side. And have we had a bit of a, have we had a big reaction? I mean, yes, we have had quite a catalytic? I can't think of the word. But yeah, a pretty big reaction to the downside here, coming down to the 15-minute volume-weighted ATR band. And obviously the support was formed off that zone. So what are we basically waiting for now? We're basically going to see how we react again to the resistance of this downward sloping trend line from the all-time high of this current uptrend, okay, this macro uptrend. So if we can break this to the upside, let's reference the bullish chart pattern that we are seeing now, guys, and that is obviously this giant symmetrical triangle to the top side, okay? And this is obviously at the top of an uptrend, so that means it's a bullish pennant chart pattern. A bullish pennant chart pattern, guys, they're continuation chart patterns, okay? It tends to usually mean that we're going to have a bit more upwards momentum, okay? I wasn't sure about this when we were at this sort of area here earlier on, well, yesterday. When we were at this area, I wasn't really that sure that we were going to have any sort of upwards momentum, just because obviously we've got the volume-weighted ATR bands coming through from here. We know how strong the resistance is from these bad boys, and what do you know, we did actually get very strong resistance. But as you can see, these are in a progressive stance now. These are in a progressive stance. I mean, the 15 minutes slowly curling over, but the 4 hour, the main one there, is in a progressive stance to the upside. And this essentially means that Bitcoin is going to have a lot more room to grow before we actually test this again. Because if you see here, the last time that we tested this for resistance, you get slammed down, guys. You really feel that pressure to the downside when we do test this, okay? So the fact that this is going up in a progressive stance, it's obviously very bullish for Bitcoin. It basically shows that we've got a lot of room for growth there on the shorter term time frame. In terms of price targets, guys, in terms of entry points for a potential long position, I would be doing a measure move, something along the lines of this, okay? This is what I would be doing here, waiting for that breakout, and then basically riding that wave up. I'm not going to be just simply riding it all the way up for 7%. I think that's not very smart here. I think so. We got, please review Gary Crypto Token. It's Indian largest live stream platform with 200 million downloads. I would like to know more about it. Okay, that sounds good. I'll have a look at Gary for you, mystery man. Very apt. Yeah, I'll have a look at Gary. I'll put it on the request list once I'm done with BTC. Not a problem. But yeah, as you can see, guys, we've got around a 7% move to the upside here for Bitcoin if we do see a breakout at this level. The breakout level that I'm talking about is 43,131. And as I was just discussing, guys, this volume-weighted ATR band on the 15-minute, as you can see, it's slowly curling over. We do find pretty strong resistance off this, but when we get above it and it's in a nice progressive stance, you can see here, it's this little red line here. I mean, it's not quite red, it's kind of pinky. But you can see that we actually ride really nicely with that to the upside, seeing really, really nice progressive moves, okay? So this is sort of what we're looking for this move here, because the volume-weighted ATR band on the 4 hour is going to be climbing up over the next sort of day or so, looking really, really, really strong there. So as this climbs up, the 15 minutes probably going to come down a bit. And then if we see this breakout scenario coming through around this $43,000 area, then we're going to break out. We're going to test the volume-weighted ATR band on the 15-minute. And are we going to find resistance? Most likely, guys. Usually we do. We come up, we test it, we find that resistance first. And if we don't find the resistance, we come straight up to the 4 hour and then get slammed back down, right? So there's two scenarios that could be happening here. If we don't find that resistance, guys, it's absolutely fine, because we're going to be in this long position. We're going to be riding that wave up. If we do find that resistance, depending on where the gap is between the entry point for this position and the essentially first take profit of the volume-weighted ATR band there, it's going to be probably worth around a 1% move. Okay, it's a 1% move just from what we're sort of predicting right now to see what's going to happen. And hey, if it's not a 1% move and this volume-weighted ATR band does come down really steeply, and say we have a breakout here and it's right on that line, we're just going to wait for that level of support to be formed, okay? We're going to wait for that come up, come back down, test that level of support, and this is where we're going to be entering for this lovely, lovely long position to the upside, okay? Now, you're probably asking me, you're probably thinking, wow, it's worth 7.37%, amazing stuff, we're going to make tons of money here, 70% on 10x leverage. No. Absolutely not. You're not going to do that, because that's not the safe way to trade, okay? I'm obviously not financial advice, do your own research, all that good stuff. But what I would say here, you can't just blindly go for 7%. You need to stagger your take profits all the way up. And then basically, once you hit your first take profit, take your stop loss, move your stop loss to your entry point. And that way, if you get reversed on by a whale, like obviously it's a very manipulated market, guys. If we were to come up, test the 4-hour, got heavily rejected, you'd come back down to entry. Yes, you'd get stopped out at entry, but you've already taken profit a couple times. So you've already made money, okay? So it's not a losing trade, and that's basically the aim for these positions, guys, because it's very, very volatile markets, is to get them as risk-free as quickly as possible, okay? So if you get in, hit your first take profit, stop loss comes to your entry, it's a risk-free trade. You can hold your hands up and go, well, if it runs, I'm gonna make a load of money here, and it's gonna be great. But if it doesn't run, I'm gonna break even. It's absolutely fine, okay? So it's basically making sure you've got those risk-free positions executed, essentially. Mystery Man in the chat saying, can you please do TA on it now? I recently bought $500. Oh, there's a big heart in the way. $500 GAN token? Gary token. Okay. Yeah, okay, man. I'll jump to it now. I'll jump to it now because I see you're you need to go. Gary token. I guess it's Gary USDT. And no doubt it's probably on KuCoin because it's early coin. So you bought, when did you buy, my good man? And I'll see if I can get a sort of prediction for you here. I'm just going to be starting off on the macro for this asset. I'm just going to get rid of all my indicators for a second, and then we're just going to look at just basic market structure to see what levels we can be essentially respecting right now. Okay, so looking at bear market lows for Gary right now, guys, I would say obviously we've got the bear market low of this price point here, just under 1 cent. Obviously, massive move to the upside coming through like that. Really, really strong. We have enough for 4x. Unbelievable. In terms of higher lows from that, obviously, we would say that this is the most significant pullback from this zone. So this is going to be a higher low that we would be respecting there. And then from there, obviously, we broke this high. So that confirms this higher low. Massive pullback coming again, guys. Did we break this high? Yes, we did. We broke this high. So that confirms this is the low point for the next higher low. Okay, so unfortunately, Mystery Man, this is bad news for you, okay? Unfortunately, because if we're looking at market structure, this is the most recent higher low. In terms of bullish momentum to the upside, this is the most recent higher low. So you can actually come all the way down to 2 cents here. You can have a 50% reduction in your token around that. Yeah, around 50% reduction in your token from the current live price, and you would still be in a bullish market structure, which isn't great because obviously there's a lot of room to fall here. Okay, there's a lot of room to fall. Yes, you'll still be bullish, but you're in a bit of a tricky spot, I would say here, because there's not that many levels of support that I would be referencing. If you were looking for potential bounce points, you could be doing something along the lines of this. Because obviously you can see massive levels of support coming through from here, massive levels of resistance as well. So this is a range that I would be playing in, and a bounce point to potentially be looking out for there. You can see we bounced on this zone before for around 20%, and with the current momentum, and I'm not going to reference market structure again, but with the current momentum that you've got with these pumps that you're seeing obviously 4x is like crazy coming down from this high low to this upside. It's another 2x there. So you're seeing obviously there's a lot of momentum in the moves. Okay, there's a lot of momentum in the moves. So when I'm talking about a 20% bounce point from this zone, level of support, it's very, very feasible in my opinion. Okay, now that's obviously market structure. That's obviously momentum. Could get a couple of trend lines in there and see we can get some sort of level of support that we could be working with. I mean, you've got a rising wedge chart pattern. Unfortunately, Mystery Man, a rising wedge chart pattern does tend to usually break to the downside. Okay, they're a declining chart pattern, if you will. So in terms of a breakpoint for that, this would be the area of support to be looking out for. That if you break this level, if you come down like so, don't test this support. If you just break through it and you test this level of support and you break through that, then I would expect you to be coming down to the most recent high low price, and that would be of around 19. If you're looking for bullish momentum, which I'm sure you are, if you are holding this asset from a spot perspective, what I would be looking for here is obviously this 21% move to the upside, and then finding that support on this horizontal, which I just plotted in here. And you can see from previous price action, we have got levels of support here. We have got levels of support, and it's an inclining level of support in terms of momentum that you can see here. So you can see we obviously went up 53% there, and then from there we went up another 125%. So if you do find that support, it's obviously going to be bullish for the future coming through, and then obviously you can see it does decline from there. So what we are looking for here is the support to be formed on $4, and then hopefully riding that wave up. So your real crucial point here, the sort of red zone that I would be looking for here, is going to be this juicy box. Okay, this juicy box. Let's turn that red. Very good. And yeah, this is sort of the area that I would be playing, and I wouldn't really be that bullish right now until we are clearing this 46-cent zone. And even then, guys, I want to see solid consolidation. Okay, and this is obviously on the daily right now. It's obviously on the daily, so we need to be basically coming down to some shorter time frames here and coming up to around probably on the 4 hour, and then holding this on the 4 hour, kind of like this, right? Kind of like this. We saw a nice bit of consolidation here. Didn't hold the support, unfortunately, but this is what you kind of want to see. Unfortunately, guys, this does happen sometimes. We do see a parallel channel coming through like so, and then obviously it breaking to the downside or breaking to the upside. So that's sort of the same sort of scenario you want to see here. Parallel channel, and hopefully you're going to break to the upside once you've obviously killed out all this bullish momentum. Because again, guys, it does come down to market structure. You can't just yeah, I'll use the analogy, right? I'll use the analogy that I use on my channel all the time. You can't just climb Mount Everest without stopping at base camp 1, okay? We all know the tallest mountain in the world. Massive, massive mountain, okay? You can't just climb it really, really steep in a parabolic motion without stopping for food and stopping for rest and consolidating, essentially. Because otherwise, you're just going to fall off the mountain and you're going to die, right? So that's what I mean when you go parabolic. You have this parabolic motion to the upside. You're just going to crash back down if you don't stop for food and you don't consolidate, okay? So this is what we kind of need to see here for bullish momentum to continue, okay? Gary, Michael Gary says, what's this project about? I'm not actually sure. Mystery Man recommended it. It's called Gary Network. I think I've heard of it before. It's not a new token. I think it was around last bull run. Pretty sure it was. I mean, I'm just on the KuCoin chart, so yeah, no 2021 there. So maybe it is on the other chart. I'm not gonna go into too much detail on that. But yeah, I don't really know about this token. I mean, Gary Network might be its own blockchain network. Who knows? Might be worth doing some research on. I mean, at the end of the day, right, we are seeing pretty strong bullish momentum, right? So this might be fundamental news. This might be FOMO. Who knows right now? Who knows? Maybe I'll do some research on this. Maybe I'll do a video on it later on in the week or something. I mean, it is Friday, but yeah. Anyway, let's carry on with some altcoin requests, guys. Make sure you get your altcoin requests in the chat. If not, I will just be basically just going through my altcoin list to find some trades for myself, right? Because I'm hungry to enter some positions. Yeah, that's what I would say about Gary token right now, man. If you are looking for that another crucial level of support, maybe you get a bounce point here as well on the short-term time frames. As you can see, level of support here, level of support again. But again, you do have resistance from this zone. So yeah, I would say 3 cents 9 is a potential bounce point. But what I really would like to see for more bullish momentum to the upside, it would probably be around 4 cents there. Invested $500 currently, $530. Okay, so you probably bought this dip, right? Probably bought this dip or a bit lower than that. So maybe you didn't cash out when you should have. I'm only playing, man. But yeah, when you see a massive move like that, obviously it is a Mount Everest scenario, as I just went into. You want to see that consolidation, otherwise you're going to crash back down. Sort of the rules that I live by. If an asset explodes, for example, like you've got Injective Protocol recently, they've been absolutely exploding. So let's bring up their chart very quickly, actually. They've been exploding over the last sort of few weeks or so, and you can see all-time highs really getting smashed for this asset right now. It's just really insanely bullish. Okay, it's insanely bullish. But what I've been saying on my channel is you need to be essentially, I don't know where all my TA's gone from this. I had loads of TA on this. It keeps disappearing. TradingView is really letting me down at the moment. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, what I'm saying is, guys, obviously when you see new all-time highs get hit, usually you come back down and test previous all-time highs, especially in the market that we're in right now. If Bitcoin was to dump, you'd likely see this asset come all the way back down to around 21 bucks, okay? Because these are very, very volatile assets right now. So again, if you're at all-time highs, guys, the likelihood of you coming back down and testing previous all-time highs is very, very, very likely. So what I would say is take profit. Take as much profit as you physically can, otherwise it's going to get stolen from you. Oh, God. Right, so let's move on to... I just want to touch back on Bitcoin a second, guys, and then we're going to be moving on a bit further because I haven't done that much TA on Bitcoin today, and I kind of want to know the direction. Obviously, we're talking about altcoins, right? I see Phoenix in the chat there. Sup, been watching... Tell you what, there's this emoji in the way of the chat, and it's really annoying. So, watching we making some breaky. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's... Does it say we? It's so annoying because it just blocks the whole chat. Sucks. But yeah, anyway, I'll carry on. But yeah, nice to see you on the stream there, Phoenix. And guys, if you are watching, make sure you drop a hello and I'll say hello to you back. It's nice to see the CC gang turning up for a little live stream. Done it a bit later today. Maybe that's why. But yeah, talking about levels of support and resistance and bullish chart patterns for Bitcoin right now, because obviously Bitcoin is the king right now, guys. We need to look at Bitcoin dominance. We need to look at CME gaps to get sort of a narrative on where we think the altcoins are going to be going, right? If we're going to be trading altcoins. So right now, obviously Bitcoin, I did say in the description of this video, guys, it's very topsy-turvy right now. And what I mean by that is you can see obviously we've got a bullish chart pattern, bullish pennant chart pattern. Usually they break to the upside, continuation chart pattern looking really, really nice. But we've got a massive, massive dump, right? We've got the fundamentals saying that we're going up. But the market structure here on the macro here is obviously, it should be bearish, guys. We should be coming down here. Obviously it is bullish. It's bullish. It's a very, very bullish macro market structure, but we need to be coming down and setting a solid higher low. We still haven't done that, and the previous high low is all the way down at 25k, right? So it's really, really quite horrific. So we need to actually set bullish structure to keep up this bullish structure, which is a higher low, to keep up this momentum, because we can't just explode like this without having a significant pullback. The pullback areas that I'm really looking for here, it is going to be CME gaps, guys, because we've obviously got a CME gap down at around 40,000 to 39,000, which isn't yet to be filled. And we do have one from last weekend coming through around, well, it's near enough the all-time highs for this uptrend for Bitcoin, right? So what I would say is ideally I want to see us dump down, okay? Unfortunately, I want to see us dump down, fill the CME gap, and then pop back up, because we need that market structure to be set. That's sort of what I'm really looking for here for Bitcoin, and that's sort of what I want. The reasoning, one of the main reasons why I want this is because we've got a lovely, lovely trade lined up for the volume weighted ATR band on the daily, okay? I've been through this multiple times, guys, on literally every video, every day. I'm waiting for this trade, and I really, really, really want it to happen, because I've traded these many times, and they're insanely profitable, okay? We're going to see a really nice, strong 10% move for Bitcoin there. So coming down to this area, let me just get rid of a couple of things. Volume weighted ATR band on the daily is this area here, okay? This little bad boy here. What I want this to come up, line up with the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement, and this is the point where I want to set this higher low, because we know we're going to be seeing a very strong bounce from there, okay? It's going to be worth probably around 10%, okay? We've seen this happen many, many times throughout the history of Bitcoin. Obviously, we're looking very, very bullish. It's looking really good, but we need that nice pullback. So yeah, maybe it's a bit of biased on my side, but we do need a pullback for Bitcoin, but overall it is looking fairly bullish, okay? So in terms of referencing Bitcoin for altcoins right now, I would say bearish on the micro, because obviously we're seeing this resistance come through from the 30-minute, the 4-hour, not quite the 60-minute volume weighted ATR band, but you can see we haven't quite even claimed the 55 EMA. So this makes it essentially bearish for altcoins right now, and we are essentially seeing that on our watch lists today. It's looking very, very bearish. So what I would say now is basically look for this 21 EMA to be broken on the 4-hour. If we break this, have a nice candle body close on the 4-hour, maybe in 15 minutes, who knows, then I would expect a dump down for Bitcoin, which obviously means a dump down for altcoins as well. Now, let's look at Bitcoin dominance, because how much control is Bitcoin dominance is this going to have over altcoins? Good question. So let's have a little look at Bitcoin dominance right now. Is actually on a decline, okay? It's on a decline, and you can see that we obviously tested the level of resistance at 55,000. We've come down, and we're testing this price action channel now. You can see that we actually found support on that bad boy before. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't find support. If we don't find support, guys, this essentially means that Bitcoin is losing its dominance over the altcoins, and potentially we could be seeing, I mean, actually, just looking at it, it might be a little bit of a wedge breakdown on the micro time frame here. Oh, losing it. No, you can see. Yeah, so as you can see here, guys, we've got obviously levels of support here on the dominance. You can see level of support coming through there as well. We are actually potentially experiencing a breakdown. This obviously means, not obviously, but this means if this does continue and Bitcoin does dump, maybe altcoins won't be as reactive. It basically means that altcoins won't be as reactive as they were previously when we were at these highs, right? So very interesting stuff referencing the Bitcoin dominance there. Let's talk CME gaps again, guys, just very quickly, and then we're going to get on some altcoins. So make sure you drop your altcoins in the chat, and I'll get to them. We're going to do some TA. I'm just kind of looking at altcoins like I want to find some trades, guys. I really want to find some trades, and I'm also going to be doing a trading challenge. $5,000 to $100,000. Really excited for this. Hopefully going to be starting it at the the start of the year. I'm thinking January the 1st, we all just hit it together, the CC gang in Telegram, and yeah, we do a nice challenge. Hey, it might take us a year to get there if we're trading really safely, but hey, if we're going to make 100 grand from 5 grand in a year together on YouTube, why not? That's going to be great fun, okay? So I'm really looking forward to that, to get involved with that. I'm sure you guys are too. And I will be doing it on copy trading. Okay, I will be doing it on a copy trading exchange. So you will essentially be able to just copy my trades. Simple as that. You can put money in the account. I will trade, and my profit will be your profit. You won't need to literally do anything. It'll all be automated. So yeah, it's something to be looking forward to as well. Very exciting stuff. Yeah, CME gaps right now, guys. The most recent one that we have had from last weekend is currently 44,000 up to 44.9. Okay, very interesting stuff because this isn't yet to be filled, and also another CME gap down on the lower side. So again, guys, when usually we've got a CME gap on one side, and we usually favor that direction coming down to fill the gap. But unfortunately, we've got them on both sides right now. So that's another catalyst? Maybe that's the wrong word. That we could potentially be going either way here for Bitcoin. And again, guys, obviously ETFs, the fundamentals for Bitcoin is very, very bullish right now. So yeah, the market is essentially being pegged up by that. Moving on to altcoins. Let's do some altcoins. Let me have a look at the chat. And you can see, oh, here Optimus is here. Nice to see you on the stream there, man. It's been a long time. Been a long time. Do appreciate you coming and stopping by. Mindless Musician as well. Yo, yo. Nice to see you on the stream. And here Optimus says, what time is it in Thailand now? The time is 2:47 p.m. Yeah, so nearly 3 p.m. And yeah, it's hot. It's bloody hot. And yeah, I've actually left the aircon on. So yeah, apologies if you guys can hear that. Let me know if you can hear that in the chat, and I will turn it off and start sweating buckets on stream. Now, let's talk some altcoins and let's see if we can find some nice positions. I was looking at Injective Protocol. Obviously, very, very bullish on this project. We're seeing all-time highs come up. It's looking really, really, really strong. Layer 1 blockchain, really, really good stuff. But unfortunately, it's obviously at all-time highs, guys. We're obviously at all-time highs. It's really, really bullish. So I'm not going to be getting involved with this right now because I'll wait for a significant pullback and then riding that wave up. I do have a little spot bag of this that I bought when it started pumping and I noticed it, but nothing too crazy. So yeah, I'm just going to basically just let that run. And ideally, I want to buy some more because I do think this is going to go up. But right now, obviously, seriously overextended. Nothing really you can be doing with this apart from drawing trend lines and looking for potential buy areas. But even then, it's still really quite shady. Like, you haven't really got that much strength putting you in the right place. I mean, you've got upward slope and parallel channel there, you can see, and the levels of support to be looking out for there, you can see, obviously, it would be there. You've obviously got, keep saying obviously, when that's not true. A lot of people probably don't know this stuff, but you've got a level of support coming through at 29.6, and obviously again, you can see this is a level of support again with this upward sloping trend line. So if we're looking for a measure move to the downside, guys, it would be something along the lines of this, and this is a potential trade that you can be looking out for the future. Obviously, god damn it. It's so annoying when you say try not to say it and then you end up just saying it more. Yeah, what I would be looking for here is around 17.36% to the downside. In terms of higher low market structure right now, I would say this is going to be the higher low market structure that we can be referencing. Actually, maybe you could take this as a significant pullback on the 4-hour. Micro market structure, I would be using this one here, and that basically shows very strong level of support from that point. So, kind of makes this a bit more bullish. Okay, kind of makes this a bit more bullish, which is absolutely fine. It just means there's going to be another buy zone from this area. Okay, let's look at more indicators. And guys, if you've got any more requests, make sure you drop them in the chat, and I'll get to them. And I see the greenest goblet. Yo, what's up, man? Been a while. It's been a long time. I think you were like the first person that watched me on stream. Absolutely crazy, man. It's been probably 2 years since that point. Absolutely nuts. So yeah, appreciate you sticking with the channel, right? And here Optimus says, so I'm 1 hour before you, then good to know. Oh, you're in the Philippines. Nice, man. I haven't actually been to the Philippines. I would really like to go. Apparently, like, I'm a nature guy, right? I like to go to waterfalls and all that good stuff. But yeah, apparently, like, the waterfalls and all that stuff is just next level in the Philippines. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm going to be doing. I will definitely go over there when I do that. But yeah, back to Bitcoin. Back to Bitcoin. I'm going to be looking at what altcoin should we do next. I mean, AVAX has been exploding, probably on a pullback right now. I mean, you can see straight away bullish pennant chart pattern coming through. Probably looking something along the lines of this in terms of something that we could be looking for. It is going to be a bullish chart pattern, guys, and this is a continuation chart pattern, actually looking really quite strong here. So maybe we can look for a trade here. Maybe we can. Maybe we can. I see we've got gaps between volume-weighted ATR bands. We're going to bring in some moving averages. We're going to be looking at the macro, the micro, and let's see what we could be working with. So let's just draw in the measure move for this potential move to the upside to start off with. I mean, you can see we got a Fibonacci at the 0.236. Where is that from? TA, so many charts, right? I guess it's all-time high. Yeah, all-time high to swing low of the bear market. So that's going to obviously be a very, very crucial point for this asset. So let's jump back down to the micro. We're obviously going to be using that, obviously, again. We're going to be using that as a take profit area. I mean, it is quite tight. It is a 3%. It's still probably worth our time. Probably worth our time if we're going to be getting in after this candle body close high. Obviously, we have tested this area. God damn it. So I would be staggering TPs basically all the way up as we go. So definitely along this area here. That would be one for sure. I probably would favor coming down a couple of time frames here to get a more precise area of where we have seen longer lengths of resistance or support being formed. Okay, so this is definitely one, obviously on the Fibonacci. That would be the point there. You can see this has been tested multiple times for resistance, so that shows very strong resistance. But every time that we have tested this, we have come up and we have set a pretty strong high there, but not on the Fibonacci. Okay, so if we were going to be referencing a skinnier take profit, and sometimes I like to do this, guys. Sometimes I do like to do this because everyone's got access to the Fibonacci. Everyone, even the whales. Okay, so if the whales are like, oh, we're gonna put it up to this area, not let it touch the Fibonacci, and just put a massive limit order in there and dump the price right back down, then it's quite beneficial to actually have your take profit a little bit lower than that, right? And you can see that has happened before multiple times there. So I would be doing a little TP in there. Good stuff. And this trade's probably going to be worth around 2.38%. In terms of an entry point, in terms of a nice solid candle body close, I would like to see it. Firstly, it would be above this wick. Okay, it would be above this wick on the basis that we're going to be breaking along this area, guys. Okay, if we break literally down here, then obviously we've got a lot more room. We've got a lot more room to the upside here, worth around 2%. Okay, so we're going to be using that to our advantage. We're basically going to be moving this trade along, and it's going to be looking something along the lines of this. This is looking clean, guys. It's looking like a nice clean position that we could be getting involved with here. So that's going to be a point to be looking out for there as well. And you can see the price range inside of this area. Okay, the price range inside of this area, you can see it's around a 1.67% range that we're working with. And you can see resistance, support, resistance, resistance, and these are all tests of resistance. So every time that we've come up and tested the horizontal resistance at, where is that? The horizontal resistance at 39.7. We've always, near enough always, come up to around 40.1 in that same candle test on the hourly. So what does that tell us? It tells us it's a very clean take profit at around 40.47. So the entry point for a candle body close I would be looking for the entry of this trade would be 39.85, and basically running that up for a first TP of around 1.77%. I mean, that's still quite a big take profit, guys. We could bang another little one in there if we wanted to cut that trade in half, because obviously risk reward, guys. We want to be banking as much profit as possible, right? Can you look at Turbo? It is pumping, says Dynamite Dan. Yep, I'll have a little look. You disappeared for a long time. You were back. Yeah, man, I'm back in full steam. I was just uploading like once a month or so. I got pretty tied up in the corporate world of work and stuff like that, but yeah, got rid of all that part of my life now, so we're back to the charts, sticking out. I've kind of forgot why I started trading, and it was sort of the freedom and all that stuff. And one day I was at work, I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Let's just go home, and I ended up leaving pretty much straight away. Yeah, back to the charts, back to YouTube. That's what I really enjoy. So yeah, here we are. But yeah, this is sort of what I would be looking for a first take profit. Just to be safe, 40.22, second TP, 40.48, and then essentially riding that wave up, guys. Riding that wave up to see this come into fruition. Now, obviously, again, we've just got this, we've just got a few things. So we need to bring in a few more indicators, and let's see if there's going to be any sort of other things that are going to be holding us back and giving us that confirmation for the upside. So just looking at it, guys, obviously we've got a volume weighted ATR band coming through at around 42.16. Never going to live this down. You can see obviously again, god damn it. I'm gonna have a drink of water, and we're gonna check yourself. Don't say it. Moving averages. We got lovely moving averages coming through. You can see the support that we are getting here, guys. Very, very strong on the 1 hour. Let's look at the 4 hour. I mean, this is looking really, really good. You can see the 21 EMA coming up as well. Ideally, if we come down, test that with the level of support being formed at 39.77 in the future, this would be really, really nice again to secure our move to the upside. So I'm going to be definitely going to be marking this trade on my watch list. Okay, so I use the orange one for an active position that we're waiting on, and then I'm going to be setting some alerts coming through here. I'm going to be setting an alert, actually. I don't really want to get in early. It would be quite a small take profit. So ideally, I'm just going to set one 39.9 because that's going to be a point where we're likely to see... I haven't got my webhook on. No, I haven't got my webhook on. All good. That's going to be a point where we're likely to see resistance and potentially a test again. So that's sort of what I would be looking for there for this trade. And again, guys, this is worth like 7%. Oh, no, more than that. Oh, yeah, it's obviously changed. We've brought it down. That's worth around 10.28%. But yeah, we're just going for a nice small move to the upside there, worth around 1.77 for a couple of take profits. If this runs, amazing stuff. If it doesn't, hey ho, we're just going to basically be hitting take profit pretty early, stop loss to entry, all that good stuff. Now you're probably asking me, where's my stop loss going to be? Okay, so let's break this down a little bit more. And let's see if we can get a nice stop loss for this AVAX position, okay? And this is what I love doing. I love just breaking down the charts, guys. I mean, straight away, you can see this trend line coming up. Very, very, very strong stuff there. We could do a little copy and paste with that, bringing that over. And that's obviously a parallel. It's a parallel upward sloping parallel channel, guys. Upward sloping parallel channels tend to usually break to the downside. So if we're not going to see this move come into fruition there, then we would potentially be looking for a move to the lower side here that is going to be worth sort of this sort of measure move down like so. But unfortunately, remember, guys, we were looking at the 4-hour time frame a second ago, and there was pretty significant, strong moving averages in a way. We got the 21 coming up, very, very strong. On the hourly as well, I think we were polluted by a few there. I mean, actually, there might be a little gap. There might be a little gap between the 55 and the 21, maybe worth around 1.32. I mean, pretty much nailed that. Yeah, we're worth around 1% there, depending on how these close together, depending on this break to the downside as well. So yeah, that's another option that we could be looking at there. And yeah, stop myself then. We've got the volume weighted ATR bands in the way on the lower side there to basically stop us from having that bearish market structure to the lower side here from this chart pattern. So that's obvious. That's a very good sign there to have these volume weighted ATR bands as levels of support there. So yeah, I'd be fairly bullish on AVAX on the shorter term time frame, and I would be looking for a nice clean 1.7% move to the upside. If we don't get that, guys, there is a potential 1.32% move between MAs coming down from this upward sloping parallel channel break as well. If we don't find support, which we're currently finding very strong support on the 21 EMA, the price action channel, and the 55 EMA as well at around 38.58. Yeah, that's going to be it from AVAX. Let's move on to Turbo for Dynamite Dan. I see alt suggestions, CFX, big time, Loom. I don't need it, but would be interesting to see. Yeah, not a problem, man. I'll definitely get into that. Let's do a bit of Turbo for Dynamite Dan. I definitely know that isn't on my watch list. Maybe it's a new coin. Maybe it's an old coin. Who knows? And guys, if you are watching, let me know in the chat. It's nice to see you guys turning up for the stream. And I have been away for a while, but I'm back now, uploading literally every day now. And back to the charts, really good stuff. Turbo USDT. Let's have a little look. What exchange should we go with? Likelihood it was listed on Mexi first, so we're probably going to get more data if we look at Mexi, okay? And what do you know? So much data. I mean, this is exploding, right? This thing is popping off. Let's have a look. When's it from? Okay, May 2023, we have launch on Mexi. And this is usually pretty accurate, guys, because Mexi is usually one of the first exchanges that lists these coins, these altcoins. And because they're I think they're a tier 3 exchange. They're not that expensive. I think it's like $80,000 or something to list on these exchange if you haven't got the volume, right? Based on having got the volume. But yeah, let's look at market structure. Let's look at what we're working with here for Turbo, and let's see if we can get some price predictions for this asset. I'm actually going to bring this up on CMC as well. Let's see if we can get some sort of idea for Is it Turbo Finance? That's the logo. Just looks like a mini dinosaur or something. This can't be right. Am I on the wrong chart, Dan? Let me know, please. But yeah, as you can see, this is, I guess it's a little dinosaur. Rory the Rolling Robert, hello. Have you looked at XRP? Do you see a parabolic slowly building on the weekly? I do actually. I was looking at XRP earlier, so we will add that to the list. But yeah, for Turbo to be at $35 million market cap, seriously underpriced asset. Okay, Turbo Toad meme coin. Okay, makes sense. Turbo Toad. Yep. I thought it was like a dinosaur or something. I can't really see that far. But yeah, really low price, especially for a meme coin in this market. We're seeing a lot of meme coins actually take off. It is on the Ethereum chain. Yeah, it's on the Ethereum chain. I was going to reference other meme coins because we are seeing a lot of like Solana meme coins take off, and obviously you can see Bonk and stuff like that coming through right now. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of other chains. I think there's some on AVAX starting now. So yeah, we're seeing meme coins obviously do very, very well. This is up around 25% on the daily. So yeah, maybe there is room in the tank for this, but Ethereum fees are looking really quite ridiculous at the moment. So please be aware for that. Let's do some TA. Let's break it down. I'm not the biggest meme coin guy in the world, but I like money, as everyone does. So if there's money to be made, I will be involved with it. And I feel like last bull run, like back in 2021, I was a bit like, oh, I'm not touching Doge, I'm not touching SHIB. And it's like, come on, man. If I was to put my TA skills to solid use there, then I would have probably made a lot more money in the bull run. So yeah, I'm not going to shy away from that stuff this year. I'm just going to be going straight into it. I mean, falling wedge straight off the bat, guys. Falling wedge usually breaks to the upside. So you can see this is the move straight away. Seeing that measure move completion. Very, very strong stuff indeed. So going to get rid of that for a second. And then we're just going to be plotting in market structure, higher lows, lower highs, and all that good stuff. Just going to be plotting in resistance points for support there. Going to bang in another one there. Very nice. There is a range that we're playing with now, guys, and that is going to be sat from this area to that area. That's a range of 6 to 3.9. Okay, if you're looking for a breakout from the symmetrical triangle chart, not symmetrical triangle chart, man. It's a parallel channel. It's a goddamn parallel channel. So if you're looking for a breakout for this parallel channel, which is completely feasible to the upside, especially in a bullish market structure, this is what I would be looking out for there. It's going to be worth around 34% to the upside. And just to reiterate, this is a meme coin, guys. And meme coins, when they have breakouts, they tend to usually run really quite fast. Okay, they tend to usually run really, really quite fast. I just want to jump across to a coin that I'm looking at. That's doing well. Good stuff. Not great in the meme pool there, but hey, yep, is what it is. Yeah, I'm just looking at Alt, guys. I'm currently in this coin, and yeah, it's obviously really seriously low cap, right? It's just literally a mil market cap, so could make some serious gains there. But yeah, not going to be shilling like crazy on the stream, but yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. It looks really good. It's for basically it's a bridge between Bitcoin and Ethereum, like trading. So it's like a Telegram bot for that. Really, really cool. So yeah, potential gains to be made there. But yeah, back to Turbo Toad meme coin, 34% to the upside. And as I said, guys, these tend to usually run really fast. Literally have seen parabolic motion. When these do go, this will be quite nice to see. Okay, so what I would be looking for here is going to be a level of support around 6.1, worth around 34% to the upside. Looks pretty strong. Let's get some volume waist ATR bands in there. I mean, you know how to make my day. Look at that. We've cleared the volume waist ATR band here on the 4-hour, on the 15-minute, and the daily. Very, very, very strong stuff. The last time that this happened, we saw big moves to the upside. Very, very strong momentum of around 10 to 12% there. Really, really good stuff there. And after testing this and reclaiming it, it's a very, very strong bullish sign, guys. So let's look at the daily. And let's look at the target point for this candle body close. What I want to see here, guys, for the daily here, in 15 hours and 54 minutes, if we get a candle body close above this volume waist ATR band on the daily, Turbo is likely to I was trying to think of a joke, but Turbo is likely to run fast. Something like that, right? So I was thinking something to do with cars, but yeah, it's to do with toads, but yeah, just ignore me. But yeah, so a bounce from a nice break of level of resistance from this area would be ideal, worth around 34% to the upside. In terms of bearish momentum, again, I would be looking at the range that we're playing in here. If we don't break here and we come down, we lose the volume waist ATR band, guys. The likelihood of us coming down and testing the 4-hour, 15-minute, and the 12-hour volume waist ATR band, as you can see, we tested that here. Look at the momentum that we got from that. Very good stuff. We're likely to see that that coming through again with this level of support. And hey, if that doesn't happen, you know what we're going to do? We're going to short the hell out of this asset if we can. Which is probably just going to sell. It's probably a spot bag, right? But yeah, this would be what we would be looking for. Move to the downside, something along the lines of this. Do I think this is going to happen? Probably not. Meme coins are very, very goddamn bullish right now. So I'm not even going to bother wasting my time with that. Let's move on to another coin. Yeah, looks overall really, really bullish. Really, really good. Let's have a little look at what was next on the list. I did say that about meme coins, money is money. You don't have to care about the assets if you aren't holding. Yeah, a winning trade is a winning trade. You're right, Phoenix. And I was naive, if you will. Yeah, I was naive last bull run for not taking note of big moving meme coins. I made a bit of money, like you guys know. You watched me do it. I made a bit of money, but I could have made more. I had a biased opinion. It was because of the seriousness of crypto. It was because of the seriousness of crypto and the fact that these coins were going up like to the billions, and it was like, come on, man. If you're a government body and you're like, we're gonna let crypto come in, we're gonna let everyone hold it and all that stuff, not gonna put in regulations. The seriousness of crypto was a problem, and if you're sat in a government ballroom and they're like, okay, so watch this Dogecoin. It's a $10 billion market cap. They're like, well, okay, we'll leave crypto for a few years, right? So that's why it was annoying me. But yeah, I'm not naive to making money. So this run's going to be different. And as you can see me investing in really, really low cap coins. I'm really enjoying that at the moment, getting those low cap coins. And I do promote them quite a lot on my X account, guys. If you want to go follow that, it's all good. I do call some really nice ones. I usually aim for a 2x on my investment because I worked it out. If you put in like $200, right? Make a 2x, $400. Make a 2x, $800, $1,600, 3,200, 64. You can keep doing that with meme coins pretty easily at the really low cap ones. So yeah, it's definitely some serious money to be made there. I do have a free call group if you guys do want to get involved with that as well. Yeah, cool stuff. Enough shilling. CFX from Phoenix. Let's have a look at that. This is let's look at market structure on the daily to start off with. I usually start off with market structure, guys, because that's kind of the best way to pick apart these coins to see crucial levels. So what I would say is bear market low right now is currently down at 10 cents. Pretty good. Obviously breaking the high, coming up, breaking the high, significant pullback. This would be higher low. We obviously set a low coming down here. We have broken this high here. So I would say this is the most recent that we can see higher low point that has been set. Now, what are we looking for next? We're looking for a significant pullback. We have got a significant pullback here, but we haven't got a break of this high, okay? The break of the high here, guys, that will confirm this higher low in terms of market structure. So in terms of this macro market structure that we have got, unfortunately, it's not that strong because we've only got one higher low. One higher low, which isn't great. So even if we come down to this point here, around 14 cents, guys, still going to be bullish, probably going to see a lovely, lovely bounce. Still bullish overall. But what I would say is we do need to come up now and break this high. Okay, this is the ideal scenario. Come up, break this high around 22 cents. Then this is going to be the market structure higher low that we can now be referencing. So let's use that to our advantage. I do like to turn this one red. So it's not... Yeah, I do like to turn that one red because obviously it's not confirmed yet. This is what we're aiming for. This is the most recent higher low, guys. Let's do some trend lines in there. Some trend lines, parallel channels, looking good. I'm going to change that direction, get as many touches as possible. I mean, it's pretty much on the T. Yeah, so what I would be saying about that, guys, obviously parallel channel to the upside. Parallel channels, they tend to usually break down. So what we could be looking for here is a potential short position for this asset. Would I like to short it here? No, probably not, because you can see this level of support coming through. What I would like is this asset to come up, break this high at this level here. Yeah, break this high at this level at 23. Ooh, there we go. At 23.1. And then we break this high. We test this area here. We come back down, break to the lower side here. And then there's a lovely, lovely short position down, okay? The short position down would be worth a pretty penny, okay? It would be worth a pretty penny if we're doing measure moves. And yeah, if we're doing measure moves, probably would be something along the lines of this. And if we do come up and break this high, as I just said, guys, this is going to be the most confirmed higher low. So ideally, this is going to be a very, very strong take profit for us. In terms of percentages there, probably around a 20% move. Probably going to be timing this with Bitcoin, okay? Probably be timing this with Bitcoin because remember, guys, Bitcoin is not just going to keep going up. We're going to see significant pullbacks on the way up here. And just looking at macro to macro, we've got a 0.764 Fibonacci retracement at around $50,000 for Bitcoin. So if we are going to see this come up, I mean, obviously altcoins are going to be moving on their own. But yeah, what I would be looking for is going to be something along the lines of this for this asset. In terms of buying areas, I mean, you just missed it. Unfortunately, you just missed the buying area for this asset. In terms of price predictions, let's zoom out a bit and let's get more of a macro prediction for how high this can go in comparison to the previous runs that we have seen. I mean, this ran up earlier this year, actually. That's interesting. Yeah, interesting stuff there. Phoenix, for suggesting that. Just gonna bang a load of ones in there. And yes, so areas that we could be looking out for there, guys. It's obviously having this uptrend coming through. You can see major levels of resistance from these zones from before. So we can definitely, when we're talking market structure, we're looking at correctionary phases, correctionary zones to the downside, and then breakouts to the upside. Again, parabolic motion, guys. You need to be stopping. You need to be getting that consolidation at those areas. Otherwise, you're just going to crash back down, right? So what are we seeing now? We're seeing a very nice uptrend with consolidation, looking really strong. So this actually is very good for CFX right now, and it is got really nice structure to it. So what I would expect here is to actually probably just continue up. Okay, I probably would just continue up in this sort of parallel channel, setting these higher lows and these higher highs coming through. That's sort of what my prediction would be here. I can't see anything going wrong with this right now, apart from this area of resistance that we forgot to mention just here. It's just here, guys, this area of resistance, which is basically right on the live price. So yeah, that's going to be a very key point that we need to clear. Last time we did come up, we smashed through that really strong with a lot of buying pressure. But with an asset like this, that was probably a couple of orders in one hit. Oh no, it's over a day. It was over a day. No, scratch that. I thought it was on the hourly. So yeah, it's very crucial that we do get a nice solid consolidation along this area, guys. So I would hopefully expect us to come up, test this area, and hold it. Okay, I don't want to break below this area again. If we do, potential to see this resistance play out again, or at least half of that momentum. Okay, we don't want that. We do not want that. So yeah, that's what I would say about CFX. Bullish overall, looking really strong. Let's look at the chat. We got Mohammed coming through. Yeah, Mohammed's been commenting on every single one of my videos. Do appreciate it, man. And that's basically, you want to see a bit of injective protocol. We did this at the start of the stream. But I'll do it for you because you have been watching literally every single one of my videos, and you're looking for potential buy areas and resistance points for this asset to be looking out for there. I mean, you can see I've already done the TA on it, and the last time that you watched my video, I think we were around this area, around 28. No, I think we were a bit lower than that. I think we were at 26. And I said that we'd be coming down to this area where a volume-weighted ATR band was, if my memory's correct. Yeah, near enough on the 4-hour and the 15-minute. And you can see from there, we have obviously exploded. Now, this is, you're probably thinking, how high can this go? What sort of levels are we looking at for the future? This asset is at all-time highs, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, all-time highs. So it is... Yeah, it's all-time highs. It's a layer 1 blockchain. It's got potential. As I said in that video, guys, it's got like 10x potential to do in the next run here. If this is taking off now, we're just sort of slowly coming into alt season. A lot of alts, well, a few alts are now starting to sort of pick up. For this to already be at all-time highs, it's insanely bullish right now. I think it's at, let's bring it up actually. I think it's at like a $2 billion market cap. Yeah, $2.5 billion market cap, so it's gone up 500,000 since I last spoke about it. Crazy. So yeah, we were kind of looking at like a 10, I think it was a $14 billion market cap in comparison to other assets. So that's sort of what I would be looking at for that. So yeah, it's definitely got legs, okay? In terms of a buying area for injective, I just like to say, Mohammed, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And what I mean by that is don't just have this as the only thing you're going to be holding, because things happen, protocols get hacked, stuff fails. Okay, it looks really good right now, but don't just have this as your only thing that you're looking for. In terms of what I'm looking for now for this asset is a pullback. Okay, it is actually bearish momentum to the downside, and the reasoning for this is all-time high after all-time high. you need corrections. Okay, you do need corrections coming through. So the correction that I would be looking for would be a breakout from this level of support. Okay, support, support, support. Again, I would be loving a breakout to this zone here. And you can see the volume weighted ATR on the 15-minute is got a little bit further apart from the 4-hour. Okay, usually when we come up and we break the 4-hour, it's that little tiny red line there, if you can see it on the screen, then usually we come down and test it. Okay, usually we come down and test it for a level of support. We tested it a little bit here, didn't quite get the solid test after the move. So what I would expect here is to, when Bitcoin dumps at some point over the next sort of few days, maybe days, maybe weeks or so, when Bitcoin does dump, we will come down and test this 4-hour volume weighted ATR band for injector protocol. Now, depending on where that bounce will be is very, very crucial. So it's definitely a point to be looking out for there. But in terms of a trade, guys, I'm looking for that nice short position to the downside. Yes, you see 17%. Oh my God, 170% if we're 10xing. No, absolutely not. We're staggering our take profits as we go down. The likelihood of us coming all the way down to this level is not likely. This is just the measure move, something along the lines of that we are looking at for a nice little idea. Sometimes these complete themselves, guys. I think it's like a 3-to-1 chance that this completes itself, but a lot of the time it doesn't, right? And this is why I always say to you guys, you need to stagger your take profits at very crucial levels, because the more take profits you have, the less risk you're having in your trades, okay? And this is the best way to trade. First take profit hit, stop loss to entry, risk-free position. Then you're living free, risk-free. If you lose, you lose. You don't lose anything. You've already made money, okay? Might not be as much, but greed is not your friend in this game. Stop preaching. But yeah, let's move on to what does that say? What do you think of GB? Grand base, says Michael Gary. Interesting. I'll jump to that coin in a second. Let me do XRP for Rory, and then we'll jump to GB. Oh, good stuff. I didn't actually read all of what you said, Mohammed, but hey, Chester, I should bring my children to school. I had to bring my children, so I'm a little late for the live streaming. So which price can we be buying, injecting protocol and targets for the bull run rally? And thank you. Not a problem, man. Do appreciate you supporting the channel and all that good stuff. And guys, if you want trade updates continuously, make sure you go drop me a follow on X. I'm doing trades and doing calls and stuff pretty much all the time, right? So yeah, drop me a follow on there, and you're never going to miss one of my potential moves that I'm looking for. Obviously, not financial advice. Do your own research. One that I'm looking at the moment is this little bad boy coming through at around $1 million market cap. A lot of legs in the tank for that. It's on a decentralized exchange, guys. It's not on any sexes just yet, unfortunately. So you can't just go and simply swap it. It is a Uniswap to Ethereum pairing. But yeah, let's do XRP next. Let's do XRP for Rory. Good stuff. God, that water's cold. Lovely. A bottle of water. XRP. Got a friend that just loves XRP. lives for this asset. Got some dirty TA on here. Let's get rid of all that for now. And let's start afresh. Okay, let's start on the daily. Sorry, XRP looked like this before in previous runs. But yeah, you can see obviously massive upward sloping trend line like so. You can see levels of support being formed very, very, very strong here. Now, the point that I would be looking for if we were going to come down and test this area again, it would be 57 cents. I mean, XRP, we have seen it beat the SEC lawsuit. Obviously, I think that is the keep saying obviously again. I think this is this is the pump to the upside, and we have seen massive moves to the downside from that point. Now, in terms of symmetrical triangle chart patterns, in terms of basically predicting the next move for this asset, market structure wise, it's looking pretty terrible, right? We should have actually held our own here. We should have consolidated a little bit longer before crashing down. Don't think Bitcoin had a helping hand in that. But right now, what I would say for XRP, I actually wouldn't. I'm going to leave that chart pattern in there, but I wouldn't be using that for a trade. Okay, it's way too big right now to be estimating from there, and that's obviously a fundamental move. So what I would be doing is something probably along the lines of this, guys. You can see falling parallel channel. You can see the levels of support on the lower side tested multiple times here, and we will get multiple more indicators into this. And as I said, guys, today I'm just looking for trades, lining up my watch list to see if we can get something over the next couple of days or so. It's going to be good. You can see the levels of resistance to the top side here, creating that symmetrical triangle chart pattern. Symmetrical triangle chart pattern that is leaning to the downside, descending, they tend to usually break to the upside. Okay, you know the bull flag scenario, guys. This is it's not a great example because we haven't really got a very. I mean, it is an uptrend, but it's not the strongest in the world. And the move that we could be looking for is going to be a measure move, and it's going to be looking something along the lines of this. Okay, so How much is that going to be worth? How much is that going to be worth? 18% to the upside. As I said, guys, it's 1 to 3 chance that this completes itself. So we need to live risk-free as quickly as possible. What I would be looking for is take profits all the way up. We don't want to be holding this position all the way to the end. That's not the best way to be trading this. We want to be staggering those TPs and getting that risk-free position as quickly as possible, okay? And what I mean by that is once you hit your first take profit, take your stop loss, move your stop loss to your entry point. And then if the trade runs, amazing, you've made money. If it doesn't run, what do you know? You've simply just broken even and made money. You haven't lost anything because obviously stop loss hit your entry. But yeah, that's sort of the way that I trade. And yes, you don't make as much money. That's fine. But you're not gambling and you're not risking everything all on one TP and one stop loss, right? It's not the most lucrative way to make money with especially crypto, right? Because obviously it's manipulated as hell. So in terms of an entry point, I would be looking for entry point. You can see the zones here, guys. This is the range that we're looking for. This is the range. You can see we got a candle body close here, massive move to the upside. Well, not massive, but it's a nice move to the upside that we can be using for basically our first take profit. And you can see that's happened multiple times here. So the chance of us coming up and testing this top side and hitting that first take profit is very, very likely. That's worth 3.85%, guys. So 10x leverage, that's going to be worth 30.85%. Just get rid of this arrow. That's going to be worth 30.85% at 10x leverage, okay? That's insane. Hedge funds aim for like 8% a year, 7 or 8% a year, okay? So to make 38% in one trade is ridiculous. So what are we going to do? We're going to be chopping it up, okay? We're going to put a take profit there because that's the next point of risk that we have seen resistance come through. So candle body close from this zone here at around 67 cents. First take profit, 68 cents. Second take profit, 70 cents. Now, remember this disgusting trend line from this massive move. Disgusting trend line from this massive move to the upside here. You can see the resistance that we did see from that, and we have seen it here again. So what does that tell us? The likelihood of us finding resistance coming up is very, very likely. And that basically means that this 17% is not going to be happening anytime soon before we have resistance. So if we do enter this trade, guys, make sure we're getting out at this sort of area or at least using it as a take profit. If we break up from that area, hey, big money to be made, but let's be safe here and let's just make a nice 38% as and when we can. Let's bring in a few more indicators into the mix because we've got the market structure, we've got the patterns, we've got the support and resistance. Let's see what the volume weighted ATR bands are doing. These are obviously very, very strong, guys. And you can see the 4-hour lines up pretty nice. I'm just going to get rid of that for a sec, guys, because I want you guys to see this. The 4-hour lines up really, really nicely as a level of resistance for that point as well. Very, very, very clean. So that's going to be a point to be looking out for there as well. And I just want to show you guys the 4-hour. Again, I'm just going to get rid of... Did I get rid of the 4-hour? Hold on. I want to show you how good the 4-hour... Yeah, I did straight away. Got rid of the 4-hour. I want to show you guys how good the 4-hour volume weighted ATR band is in terms of support and resistance, right? Let's get rid of all this TA for a second and just look at this indicator. Okay, you can see massive, massive level of resistance there. Just tapping that. Resistance there again. Resistance there again. If we get above it, guys, with strong momentum, we usually trend above it and it's really, really nice in terms of support. But again, below it, massive resistance again. Testing it. Resistance. We get above it, we trend, we have that resistance again, guys. Resistance. So yeah, it's just this is just on one asset. It's just a very, very, very powerful indicator that we do use as basically an area for our potential take profits, guys. So again, let's jump back to our position and let's see where this lines up. What do you know? Where that take profit is. So that's definitely going to be a point where we're going to be essentially going to be exiting because there's so many confluences that are lining up that resistance is going to play out. Okay. Let me turn all those under other volume weighted ATR bands back on before I forget to do it. And yeah, that's probably what I would say about XRP, just on the basis. We could do moving averages on the daily. This is obviously, it's on the daily, guys. This is it's a swing trade. It's a big position here. So yeah, on the daily, we're probably it's looking pretty bullish above all major moving averages if we get to that zone. Jump down to the 4-hour. What are we working with here? Again, above all major moving averages on the 1-hour. But the volume weighted ATR band coming down on the 1-hour. That's interesting because, I mean, This is lining up really nicely, guys. It really is. It's lining up really nicely. The gap between the 1 hour and the 4 hour is worth around 4.86%. As you see the 1 hour coming down like so, with the 15-minute coming up. If the price is to come up like that and we find support on these bad boys, it's another confluence that we're using for this long, okay? So yeah, this is looking really, really nice, actually. This is going to get a mark down in the watch list. Very nice. Trade that I'm looking for. Let's put some alerts in so we don't forget about this position. Jumping back to the macro here. And I will be getting to your other requests very, very shortly, guys. Just bear with me 1 second. Where are we? How's that coin doing? Oh, it's doing all right. Nearly at a mil market cap. Good stuff. Good stuff. Make your money. Make your money. Okay, so in terms of alerts, let's get some alerts in. I'm going to actually bang one in probably there. Yeah, around that area. I want to bang one in. Add alert. No, that didn't work. Yeah, probably that high there. Yeah. That's where I'm going to put the alert, and if it's going to load, yeah. So basically, when I get an alert, I'll open that back up and get ready to long the hell out of this asset if everything lines up right. I'm talking about on the micro time frames, volume weighted ATR bands, all that good stuff. Yeah, let's look at some other assets and let's see if we can get some other trades. What do you think of GB Grand Base for Michael? Let's get on to that. Rory says, I was thinking about going long for a long-term trade on XRP. Do you think that sort of thing on a weekly basis is good, or is it too soon? Excuse me. I think from a fundamental standpoint for XRP, before the SEC case, it would not have been a good move, right? It wouldn't have been a good move. But right now, this is extremely bullish. I think it's maybe top 10 in the crypto race right now. Maybe a bit low. Yeah, it's number 5, right? This is extremely bullish. A lot of banks use this every single day to transfer assets all around the world. This is only going to go up. And yeah, I do think, especially for the next bull run, this was held back massively in the last bull run. It really was held back massively. I think the all-time highs when XRP actually launched, don't quote me on this, but it was maybe 5 years ago or something like that. My friend of mine, he absolutely loves XRP, and he said it got to like $3 or something on a chart before, and it's maybe $3.80. So yeah, there's a lot of room in the tank, and now that it's not actually held back by the SEC court case that was looming over them for a very long time, I do think this is a very, very strong hold. I hold a big bag of XRP myself. I do think this is going to go up like crazy in the next run, and there's a lot of money to be made. I was just thinking, after seeing this parabolic motion when we saw the SEC get rid of the court case and XRP essentially won, that it's only natural that we see a sell-off from this move, right? Because a lot of people were probably trying to get out for a long time. A lot of people bought the FOMO and then dumped it. So yeah, many things. In terms of a long macro position, I do think this is a very, very good hold. But yeah, moving on to BA for Michael Gary. How long will we going? 1 hour and 7 minutes. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. BA. Was it BG? Sorry, no, GB. What am I doing, man? GB. I'm from England as well, right? GB. Let's have a look. Grand Base. Are you sure that this is the ticker, my good sir? Nothing I can see. Yeah, can't really do much on that, man. Grand Base, GB. Apologies. But yeah, Rory, I do think XRP is a solid hold, man. ZIL. Let's do ZIL for Hero Optimist. And let's do some TA on that. I know that bad boy's on my watch list. Down around 3% today, guys. Let's look at the macro structure before we get into this. So obviously, this like obviously. Keep saying obviously. Probably said it like 100 times on this stream. But yeah, so let's start off with macro structure, guys. This is the lower low that we have seen for the bear market, and wow, this is really strong. Really, really strong moves to the upside. Significant pullbacks and correctionary phases being executed to a high standard, which is good to see as well. Let's get in some higher lows. You can see this high got broke here from the low getting set. So that means this is going to be the higher low point for a reference point there. Bang. Going to bang that in there. Massive move to the upside. Significant pullbacks coming through. Not quite as significant as this bad boy here. So this is going to be the higher low point as well. In terms of market structure, what we're looking for here, guys, is the most recent higher low. The most recent higher low market structure. And then if we break the higher low, the likelihood of us having a reversal in the market structure, flipping bullish to bearish, is ever so more likely if we do see us break the market structure, right? So it's terrible English sometimes. Yeah, so the significant pullback would be to this point here at around 1 cent 9. We have had a massive pullback here, guys, but we haven't broke this high yet. So the crucial point that we're looking for is to break this high. If we break this high, market structure is going to be set and it's going to be here. I mean, it's still a hell of a long way down, which isn't great. So basically, you're still bullish on this asset unless you draw back more than 18%, unless you come back down around this sort of area, okay? So the bullish point to be holding is going to be 1952. If you lose that, then I would expect a reversal in the price. We could do Fibonacci. Let's do a bit of Fibonacci because we know, what do we know about Fibonacci, guys? We know that the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement area, if we lose that, the likelihood of us, we're nowhere near it, is we're basically going to have a reversal in the trend if that is going to happen, right? So yeah, we're nowhere near it right now, so it's nothing to worry about. It's always good to have that in, and especially when we come up to this area, it's obviously going to be a massive, massive area of resistance. Haven't really seen that on the chart just yet. Maybe a little bit of support there, but yeah, let's jump back down to the daily again, and then let's get some sort of macro position for this because this does look nice, guys. It does look bullish, does look progressive. We got market structure on our side there, looking really, really strong. I would bang in a nice little trend line like so. Gonna get rid of the WOD machine for a second. Gonna bang that in like so, guys. You can see massive, massive levels of support being formed. Okay, massive levels of support, and we could do a copy and paste, and this creates obviously the parallel channel. Sometimes this works, guys, sometimes this doesn't. In this instant it does. Really, really nice stuff. You can see resistance there, just seeing whether you can see it if my head's in the way. Resistance there as well, resistance there as well. And guys, if you are new to the channel, just quickly, I am going to be doing a trading challenge. We're going to be doing $5,000 all the way up to $100,000 over the next sort of year or so, right? We're going to be starting it on January the 1st, ideally. Maybe I might start it before then, but depending on markets, I will be starting it ideally on January the 1st, and we're going to do $5,000 to $100,000. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you drop me a follow on X, and you're never going to miss one of my trades. And also, I will be doing this on a copy trading platform, guys. So essentially, you can deposit money to the exchange, press copy trade, and you will copy every single one of my trades. So it kind of feels like cheating, but hey ho, give back to the audience. Why not? Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing in the new year. It's gonna be good. But yeah, in terms of chart patterns right now, guys, you can see that we've got this upward sloping parallel channel. You can see the support on the lower side, very, very strong stuff. It is an upward sloping parallel channel, guys. Upward sloping parallel channels tend to usually break to the downside, okay? The downside move is going to be worth around 17%, okay? What I would say there, though, guys, is we don't know where we're going to break, okay? We could break up here. We could see a bit more bullish momentum to start off with. Moving averages are slowly getting further apart. What does this tell us? It tells us that the strength of the trend is increasing. So that's very, very good to see that. And it usually means that we come down, test them for support, and they hold out a little bit stronger, okay? So it is very, very bullish when we do see moving averages doing that. You see we've got the 50 crossing over with the 200. Very good stuff there. Interesting stuff, very bullish for stuff like that to be happening, and also levels of support coming through. So do I think we're going to break this area? Do I think there's a short position to be had? I mean, it just looks so bullish. It looks so bullish, man. Let's look at volume weighted ATR bands. Volume weighted ATR bands right now, 4 hour, 12 hour, 15 minute, holding us back here inside of this chart pattern. Absolutely fine for that to be happening. But yeah, in answer to my previous question, no, I don't think this short position is going to be that great. It just looks too bullish. Moving averages coming apart, market structure being formed. I probably would expect us to come up, set a new high, test these volume weighted CTR bands as we do so, and then come back down, respect this level of support, respect these moving averages coming through, and then bounce back up. And guys, this is on the macro as well. So yeah, I probably would just suspect a really strong uptrend over the next sort of couple of months, I'd say, right? Coming into the new year. Yeah, it's looking really strong. Looking really, really strong for this asset. Obviously, on the basis that Bitcoin doesn't like completely crash to the floor and it all goes to pot, right? But yeah, overall, ZIL looking really, really bullish, man. Looking really good. Really good. In terms of a short-term trade, can we get a little short-term trade in there? Why not? Let's see what we're working with. I mean, parallel channel to the upside. Maybe. Yeah, parallel channel to the upside. And potential for a pullback. Yeah, this could work. We could work with this. You can see strong resistance on the top side. If you were looking for like a nice big one-to-one trade, you could do something along the lines of that, right? That would be completely feasible, because obviously you've got massive levels of resistance there, and we've got a chart pattern to the upside, which tends to usually break down, guys. Upward sloping parallel channel tends to usually break down. Very, very strong stuff there. Remember, measure moves only play out 3 to 1 of the time, 3 to 1% of the time. Does that make sense? The odds are 3 to 1 that the move will play out all the way down to the final take profit. So what do? We stagger our take profits as we go. In terms of an entry point for that, would be looking for something along the lines of that. Maybe you do a 0.5 instead. That's probably the safer option. I prefer one-to-ones, guys, and I actually prefer 4-to-ones. Like they're like my favorite trade, a 4-to-1. But in a position like this, if you really want to be safe, then a 0.5 to 1 is fine, because you will see a pullback after seeing, again, upward sloping parallel channel. And they usually break to the downside. Support is being formed, tested multiple times. So likelihood we're going to see support break at some point. But again, guys, remember on the macro time frames, we do have, so you can see the 200 EMA there. We've got the 15-minute volume weighted ATR band there. Let's jump to the daily quickly. What do you know? That lines up pretty goddamn perfectly with the 21 EMA on the daily, guys. We know how strong this bad boy is in terms of support. Very, very, very strong. So we're not going to be getting in unless we lose that. On the positive side, we've got a very, very nice gap between the price action channel and the 21 EMA. So that's worth around 2.76%. So back down to the micro time frames to see what we're working with there. And yeah, that's sort of the cleanest trade that we can be looking for. Yeah, the cleanest trade that we can be looking for right now for ZIL. Yeah, that's sort of what I would be saying about that asset. And I see Diamoth in the chat saying, yo, what's up, man? Nice to see you on the stream. And yeah, Dynamite Dan says, hit the like button. That'd be cool. Cool if you did that. It does help out the stream tremendously in the channel. And guys, if we actually hit 3.8 thousand subscribers in the last day or so, we gained 200 subs in the last week. So yeah, we're on the way up. We're on the way back up, guys. Amazing stuff. So I do appreciate all you new supporters on the channel. Really good stuff. Let's I'm gonna have a drink of water, and I'm gonna do another coin. What coin should I do? I just want to look for trades, guys. I just want to look for trades. So maybe I'll do I want to have a look at Monero, because that's been behaving interestingly, and that's XMR, right? Yeah, Monero's one of my favorite coins. Massive privacy in this coin. Let's get rid of this TA. Start again. Nice and fresh. Oh, what do you know? We're having a breakout. Think to myself, how do I do it? I didn't even know. I haven't looked at it today. Yeah, we're on a breakout. Nice. On a breakout, let's see. I want to get as many touches as possible here on the hourly. That is valid. It is valid, but it's not that clean. Yeah, it's valid, but it's not clean. Levels of support coming through there. I'd like to get another level in there just in case. It is a descending triangle, guys. Descending triangle. And then I would like to be doing a bit more. Yeah, it's a little bit choppy, guys. It's a little bit choppy in terms of chart patterns for this asset. Because obviously we're following this here with this. And yeah, there is levels of resistance. There is a breakout scenario there. Didn't quite get the momentum to get to the top side there as well. So overall, it is looking good. But I mean, the position is not huge. It's bullish because we're breaking out of that trend line. It's looking very strong there. We've obviously got a parallel channel to the upside here. So what I would be looking for here is a move simply like that. It would be a simple move like that, and it'd be playing with around 1.46% to the upside. I bought Swan Markets a while back. Microcap doing well so far. Oh, nice stuff. Nice stuff, man. Yeah, so 1.46% is on the cards there. That's what I would be looking for there. TPs all the way up. As you know the score, guys. We know how to do this. So, the best ones. That's a very big point. Yeah, I'm going to be moving that one, actually. Yeah, so I'm going to be moving that one down to there because you can see it's a bit more correlative. We've got a couple more zones on that point. Very, very strong. Yeah, good stuff. And then this one here, you You can see mass resistance there, resistance again, testing that multiple times. Does line up with the top side of that measure move as well. Good stuff. So in terms of an entry point for this position, you can see last time we got a candle body close, we actually saw a nice wick all the way up to that zone. So that is implying that if we get that same candle body close, we will get that wick. Now, you can see here, we got that candle body close, and we got the wick up to here, guys, around 170. So it's not going to be that great, okay? It's not going to be the cleanest position in the world. And the reasoning why, because if we were going to be referencing this point as a candle body close entry point, then the move between these zones is not that big. It's worth around 0.2%. So 10x on that, it's going to be worth 2%, guys. So if you're talking fees on top of that as well, you need it to run a bit further for it to really be that much more profitable. If you were probably coming up, it's probably just going to be a break-even trade. If you hit TP1 and then came back down to stop loss, you wouldn't make money, right? You wouldn't make money. So probably what you want to go for is probably first TP at around 0.43. Obviously not financial advice, guys. Do your own research, all that good stuff. And then obviously you got 0.78 and then all the way up to 1.33. That would be the point I would be looking for there. Entry point on this zone. Coming up, bang, to the goddamn moon. Looking really strong. Let's get some MAs. Let's get some volume-weighted ATR bands. What's the sideways price action channel saying, actually? Sideways money. Yeah, this is a very interesting indicator, guys. I use this in sideways markets, and you can see just from... Can I get rid of stuff? Yeah, there you go. You can see when you get these white candles here, especially on the hourly, and you're seeing this basically indicates sideways momentum for an asset, and you get a candle body close above after having that wick down, you usually come back down to that you usually come back up to that central zone. So especially after these white candles, so you can see wick, candle body, stop loss is right down below at the previous wick or the previous high, so that would be all the way down here, and you can see basically running that up 2 TPs along the middle, comes right back up to that central point. Doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen quite frequently. So for example, you can see white candles coming through, sideways channel, wick outside the zone, candle body close, coming down like there. I mean, it probably would have just hit stop loss, just about tap that. I don't know if you guys can see that on my head. It lines up pretty perfectly with that, but you can see usually runs right back up. So yeah, that's what I would be saying about that one. But yeah, we haven't used that here, so let's bring up the TA again. It does line up with the channel, right? And this is why I did bring it up, guys, because it does line up with the channel that we are currently looking at. And as you can see, this is obviously inside of that channel. So it definitely means there's room for growth there, which is great. It's a great sign. And it's going to be a breakout on this zone, which we have seen before, which is very, very good. But what I would say, if we do see this scenario play out, as we just discussed, guys, the wicks outside the zone and then coming back, usually coming back to that central point, if that happens while you're in your position up here, the likelihood of you coming back down to this zone is very likely, okay? So this is an implication using another indicator here that we're likely to see reversal from 171 even more so, okay? So let's get rid of that indicator. Good to know. And let's bring in volume-weighted ATR bands. We've got the 15-minute up at the completion of the measure move, 15-minute down the low side. Do we have any more? Where are they? Yeah, there they are. Yeah, a lot more. The macro ones are a lot more, they're a lot higher. They're a lot higher for us to be aiming for. So they're not in our position at all, which is really, really bullish. Good stuff. Nothing really holding us back. Market structure's looking strong. Break of structures there is good. We've got moving averages on the hourly, guys. Looking at the 55, looking at the support on that, looking strong there as well. The 200 EMA is coming down. That's probably going to be resistance as we have seen previously. So that's a point to be looking out for there, especially, guys. This is, again, this is going to be the top side of that channel. That we were looking for on the sideways money. Yep, top side of that channel. So this is lining up for a pretty strong area of resistance. Again, multiple indicators are telling us this as well. VRVP, that's looking pretty low. That's good. If we're above that, guys, it shows that we're bullish again. So there's a lot of support above that, especially if we break here, guys. You can see there's really not that much going on here. Really not that much going on here. So it shows that we're likely to see a nice move to the upside, referencing that point. CW bands, what we're looking at for that. CW bands on the hourly, they are coming together. Yeah, they're coming together quite strong, okay? So that essentially implies a breakout scenario. Implies literally a breakout scenario coming through, very more volatile. So yeah, that's bullish as well. Good stuff. So yeah, this trade's looking pretty good for XMR Monero. quite nice. Quite nice, lining up good. I'm going to bring in some other time frames now. Probably going to go to the 4 hour for MAs. You can see it, very nice. We've got price action channel very, very strong in that area. 21 EMA, looking to clear that for support. That's going to be a confluence that we're looking for to ride that up. Price action channel going to probably be lining up with our first TP there when we come down and enter that, which is another bullish sign. And same with the 55 on our second TP there. So yeah, overall, looking really, really good if all confluences are going to line up together. So yeah, that's going to get a green light in my book. And then we're going to be setting an alert. Waiting on that. Good stuff. And my alert is going to be just about there. It's going to be happening fairly sharpish. Yeah, I'm just going to do the top side of this channel, 169. Top side of that channel, 169. You can see that potentially coming through. Good stuff. I mean, it's likely to get set any minute, so I don't really want to forget about that one. Any thoughts on Bonk? I did a video on Bonk. When was it? Maybe last week? I did a video on Bonk, price predictions as to how high I think it could go, and it's absolutely exceeding expectations. No, it's going up pretty goddamn high, and yeah, pretty much nailed that one pretty good. But yeah, I will bring up the chart actually, see what it's doing. I'm not really trading it because it's a bit parabolic for me right now. Usually when you're it's FOMO trading, right? When something's going up parabolic and it's not holding supports and stuff like that, it's not great to trade. So from a TA standpoint anyway, you can see just ridiculously parabolic. And what do you know, this was the price prediction I did on the video actually. 300% to the upside, and we're nearly there. Nearly there. Great stuff. Looks great. But yeah, look at this. It's far too parabolic right now. Just be any thoughts on Bonk? It's on Binance and Coinbase. Yeah, let's I'm trying to find an exchange that's been on the longest, probably Mexi. So let's we need more data, ideally, because it's ridiculous, man, this chart. Right, so let's look at this for a second. You can see obviously again from this low up to the current price, 16,000%, crazy stuff. Well done to everyone that made a load of money on this, good stuff. What I would say is just be careful, because coins like this, yes, it's exploding. It's making a load of money right now. Really, really good stuff. But you shouldn't be buying here. Like, obviously, do your own research, not financial advice and all that good stuff. But if you're buying an asset when it's this overextended without solid market structure in place, then you're basically asking to get wrecked. You're asking to be sold on. So in terms of buy areas for Bonk, and the reason what I was saying a second there, guys, is if you think about people that are buying this area, this whole area here, they're up a considerable amount of money right now. Just for example, they've done a 2x, 2.5x there. They've done like a 1x there. And that's not even talking about the people that have been in for a really long time. Where is the chart going? Yeah, for a very long time, right? So people are looking to be selling this asset. And the moment that we do see big pullbacks, then we're going to see this crash. Okay, it will crash. We saw this with Doge. We saw this with SHIB in the same sort of market. So we're likely to see a pullback. And what I would be looking for here is going to be significant moving averages, MAs, guys. Significant MAs to be looking out for there. So 21 EMA is going to be one to be screaming at us, and that's going to be climbing up fairly fast there. And that's the point I would be looking at for a nice pullback. I wouldn't be buying this asset now, again, guys. And you can see if this candle body closes in 3 hours and 10 minutes time at entry, which if it does, it's going to be a long-legged doji star, guys. Long-legged doji star candle means uncertainty in the direction of the asset. Okay, so that basically probably means you're going to see a reversal coming through. So yeah, overall bullish, micro bearish. Looking at that chart depresses me. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Yeah, I hear you, Rory. I hear you. And this is why I need to get involved with a few meme coins and stuff. But for example, like I'm getting in with a couple of low cap coins. Like this is currently a mill. Like I'm doing research, like fundamental research behind coins that are just launching on DEX tools and stuff like that. And we're seeing some nice movements to the upside, right? And if you're at 1 mil market cap and it goes to 10 mil, you make a 10x on your investment. Like it's very, very lucrative. That's 1,000%, right? So yeah, there's definite money to be made on these coins. You just got to find the right ones, find the right trends, and remember, rugs are out there. You will get wrecked. Scammers everywhere. So yeah, just be careful with that. And if you did want a free call group, Rory, there is a link in the description, and it basically it gets loads of messages from all the loads of insider groups that I'm part of, and it forwards them into the New Money Network call group. It's completely free. Go and join it if you want. And it basically showcases low cap coins like this. So you can basically get in really, really early. They're like alpha calls. And some of them, yeah, they do rug. And some of them are scams because a lot of these coins do scam. There's a lot of scammers out there. So you'll be very, very careful. But as long as you're going through all of these things on the top side here and you're checking the websites, you're checking the telegrams, you're checking the Twitter, so it's not all crazy botted and stuff like that. You can talk to the devs, all these valuable points. You've also got Dex Tools Score here as well, where it shows you the audits, shows you the buy and sell tax, all this good stuff. If you can vet all of these things and you find a good project, you can make a serious amount of money, right? And that's what I'm doing at the moment as well. Just for fun, right? Try and find a couple of coins a day, go through the calls in the group. And again, guys, the group is completely free, and there's probably like 5 calls a day in that group. So yeah, definitely worth to look, worth to check it out anyway. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me on the old bunk, on the old bunk. Let's look at Rose. It's the Oasis coin, yeah, Oasis Network, because Oasis is looking pretty good. Good stuff. I mean, you can see a little measure move completion. Very nice. Clean. Good stuff. We're looking at all-time highs. Nope. This is a long-term coin. It's been around for a hot minute. Let's get rid of that TA and let's talk market structure. Yep, throat's getting pretty sore now, so I'm going to have to go soon, guys. But I'd appreciate you stopping by. And I am streaming Monday and Friday now, and videos continuously throughout the week. So yeah, make sure you drop a sub on the channel, make sure you subscribe, all that good stuff. And this video is sponsored by BitUnex. Not being as cliche as that, but yeah, I am trading on BitUnex now, guys. Partnered up with the exchange from Dubai. No KYC, really, really, really good. Great exchange. They've got loads and loads of pairs. Really, really, really nice UI, as I said. It's very, very clean. So definitely worth checking them guys out. Link is in the description. And they do offer like a pretty strong deposit bonus of like 5.5 grand or something. So yeah, definitely worth checking that out. But yeah, what I would say for Oasis right now, obviously strong market structure is looking good. Let me get rid of the bands. You can see we're bouncing off moving averages very strongly. You've got gaps between these moving averages forming, and that obviously means bullish, guys. Again, obviously, these are the gaps between these moving averages forming. The stronger, the further apart they get, the more bullish the asset is. So that's a definitely great sign. I would say resistance coming through from this point that we're currently at. Obviously, upward sloping parallel channel tends to usually break to the downside. So obviously, again, it's going to be worth around 15%. Okay, it's going to be worth around 15% to the downside if we do have that pullback. Let's look at market structure higher low. Market structure higher low. The most recent one I can see is going to be 7 cents 560. The reasoning for this is, guys, is because obviously you've got a high coming through from here. You've got a higher low, and then you've got that high getting broken. Okay, so that means that this is the higher low point. This is a new high. So now we're basically waiting to come down, set a new low, and then break that high again. We can't confirm this low unless this high is broken. We've just confirmed this low because we've just broken this high, if that makes sense. It's a little bit tricky to get your head around when you're first starting out trading, but it's very important. Very, very important. So yeah, that's what I would say about Oasis Network. Overall looking really, really bullish. I would expect some short-term resistance, probably coming down and bouncing on the... Is this the daily? It is the daily. That means that's the daily volume weighted ATR band, which means there's a nice bounce coming through. Yeah, that's a... Right, we're going to have to go into depth on this. Looks good. Look at that. That is what I like to see. It's just sexy. Volume weighted ATR band on the daily, the 12-hour, the 15-minute, all colliding together, all consolidating together. That is very, very, very strong for a level of support, guys. You can see here, really, really nice testing that, banging it to the moon when these two bad boys are together. And that is just so, so clean for like a nice one-to-one trade. Along the lines of that, just banging something in for a second. But yeah, it's really, really nice when that happens. So these are obviously getting closer and closer together. So when we do see a pullback inside of this chart pattern, it's basically an inclination, a really strong sign that we'd like to see a really nice big bounce, okay, especially after seeing that momentum to the upside. Because usually when you see heavy momentum and you come down for a bounce on the volume weighted ATR bands, the move that you see after that is usually, I mean, on Bitcoin, on the daily, throughout history, it's got like a 90% success rate bouncing on this bad boy. So for Oasis, I'm not really sure on the success rate, but it's usually pretty high. I would say it's usually 10% on Bitcoin. So just to be safe. Probably around a 5% move for Oasis. And yeah, there's many other things that we can be drawing in there as well, but I'm not going to be going into too much detail on that. But yeah, definitely want to watch. So I'm going to be marking that on the watch list for the next few days or so. Yeah, I'm going to be putting in a little alert actually, because again, guys, we've got to come down to this area, so it's not going to happen instantly. But when we do see resistance from this area play out, we are going to bounce at some point on this zone. So ideally, a nice alert being put in there, and then I can just bounce straight off that. Great stuff, guys. Great stuff. But yeah, that's going to be it from me, guys. I do appreciate it. This video is sponsored by the word, obviously. Yeah, it's so true, man. I've literally been saying it. I've just been saying it far too much. It's really annoying. I don't want to come across as like condescending as well. Because obviously. But I've been trading, obviously. Been trading for 5 years, and I don't want to come across to new traders that it's obvious, because it's not that obvious, right? So yeah. Gonna have to have a word with myself about that word. But yeah, that's gonna be it from me, guys. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And again, follow me on X if you haven't already. Do updates continuously, really good stuff. And of course, we've got the Telegram group, CC Gang, coming through strong. So yeah, if you want to go follow that and join the community, it is in the description. But yeah, pretty tired now. That's gonna be it from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Peace out and goodbye from me, Crypto Chester.